Hi, everyone. My name is Bree Farron. I'm coming here on behalf of America 250 PA today to interview a student from the Direct Effect Innovation Challenge from East Stroudsburg University. It is Jamyrah Rhyanes. So let's do a brief intro. Jamyrah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're studying, your year, everything?
Yes. My name is Jamyrah Rhyanes. I am 22 years old and I'm studying graphic design. I'm also a senior at East Stroudsburg University and I'm from Philadelphia, PA.
Awesome. How did you first hear about the Direct Effect Innovation Challenge? Like, what made you want to get involved with it?
I heard about it throughout the years during my freshman year because my professor, Darlene Ferris, kept pushing for it for people to join and get a real world experience. And she kept saying that it would be the best opportunity for us to understand the field that we're trying to go into and possibly expand to other fields.
Mhm.
And at first, as a freshman, I was thinking that I didn't want to do logo design my entire life. So my senior year, when my professor pitched this pitched it to my team and everything, I was a little skeptical. But then when I found out that it pushed more towards the marketing aspect, I really, really loved it more because I love communicating and bringing ideas to companies and everything. So I was like, okay, this is the right opportunity for me.
Gotcha. I also studied graphic design, and there does seem to be this push toward either logo design or illustration. So at least since I was a student as well, that marketing aspect was very you know um, interesting to kind of dive into because we didn't really touch on that very much at my university either. So it's interesting. Um, so you were part of the campus round experience on your campus. Can you kind of explain like how that worked on your campus and what that experience was like on your team?
Well, on campus, it was a little bit different the previous years because everyone got to meet in person. So now we're on Zoom, which is very, very different, but still effective because, when you see on like movies and television and everything, and they show like people that's like 40 plus, they're always on a Skype call talking about business moves. So it almost felt the same and a little bit easier because now as designers, we have the time to showcase everything and we can even show the developmental process. While if you're in class, it's as if you can only present your final sketches or the ultimate project versus on Zoom, we can actually show each other, we can constantly share and unshare each other's screens. So what we did was we were all on a Zoom call, we planned Zoom calls throughout the week, and we just kept meeting and meeting and meeting, discussing, helping each other. Like if we came up with a logo idea, we continuously critiqued each other. And then we didn't really have our professor involved because we really wanted to engage everything on us.
Mhm.
So when we came to planning out whose role it was best to play, we focused on everyone's strong skills, and then we put everyone's soft skills together. So it was almost if the soft skills were always strong.
Mhm. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So can you kind of share with people exactly what your team's concept was and really where that inspiration came from?
Okay. So our concept is a zombie apocalypse. And it came off as very startling at first, but our objective was to really wow the
Mhm.
state of PA. So in East Stroudsburg, the Halloween theme, kind of like a fall theme, is very, very common. Anywhere you go, they always create lots of events in the fall because it's a Pocono area. It's always inspired with nature, and nature and Halloween go hand in hand. The darkness, the shadows, the
Yeah.
fall, it all goes well together. So in downtown Stroudsburg, they usually have like a mini Six Flags Fright Fest, except
Mhm.
it's with businesses. So all along Main Street and Crystal Street, people dress up in their Halloween costumes and they head to the Halloween store or they go in and out of the businesses dressed up. And it's almost as if it's Halloween every day, but it's not. People just come out as whatever character they want to cosplay to be. So we decided to capitalize off that because it brings a lot of people to our area, and we did this spooky Stroudsburg. We also do Paint the Town, where students come and they paint on businesses during the fall, and it brings attention and media coverage because people get to see local artists showcase their talents, and then they get to see what the businesses do with the collaboration. And that shows a lot with the logo and communications, because design is communication. So it really helps bring people. I think one year someone had President Welsh riding on a horse, and it was just this big black horse, and it was like she was holding, I think, like an ESU flag, but it was pretty cool, and I think it ended up winning. And then someone had like Star Wars, so I felt as though this was a great pitch for us to put together
Mhm.
and show that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember just being, I saw a zombie walk come up and I'm like, whoa, this is up my alley. Like, I could totally see that working. So how do you think like Pennsylvanians altogether, I know it's a very centric East Stroudsburg thing, but how do you engage Pennsylvanians across PA? How do they become part of this campaign?
So just like Stroudsburg has a little bit of a background with Halloween and nature, I feel as though PA also faces a lot of their things around nature, especially with the great white deer and, just our whole aspect. Like, nature is a big focus because it's kind of like a rural state, but it's also very, very important to the country. So I felt as though if we focused on traditional values, which is what the country is all about, being traditional, being original, then we can capitalize off of that and bring that to businesses. And everyone loves that wholesome feeling, like they want to feel a part of something, and humans do not really like change at all. So if you give them the wholesome feeling with a tad bit of change, it'll just work tremendously. So we said, okay, let's wow them with the zombie apocalypse, but let's give them the traditional Halloween nature aspect that Pennsylvania always likes.
Absolutely, very well said. I love the way you worded that. So you were the main presenter for your university during the regional rounds. Can you kind of explain what that experience was like for you?
It was very, very crazy when my group had decided who was the presenter. They were like, Jamyrah, you should do it. And I was like, why me? Like, I don't know really what to say
Mhm.
and everything. I'm like, I don't know, like, in normal situations, I can say I have a bit of anxiety and I trip over my words, but it felt as though during this meeting I was able to completely be myself and showcase my talent. So we were just like, my professor, he said, anytime you're in class and you have an idea, you make sure that I accept that idea no matter what. And he was like, even if I am confused, it sounds crazy, but you come out and you pull through. So I know if you tell them, look, we're trying to push for a zombie apocalypse, they're going to believe that it's going to be a zombie
Right.
apocalypse.
Well, if it's any help, I noticed no nerves whatsoever in your presentation. I thought it was very professional and very well done. So props to you for that.
Thank you.
So kind of in conjunction with that, what have you learned most so far with this whole direct effect innovation challenge? Like, how have you benefited as a student so far?
I've learned that no matter how perfect your idea is, if you do not communicate it well, no one's going to really accept it. You
Mhm.
have to learn how to communicate your ideas, because if not, it's not going to stretch to all demographics. Because sometimes you have to generalize it so everyone can understand. And if you only appeal to one audience, it's good, but it depends on how big that audience is. And if you're trying to, for example, appeal to small businesses, that's a pretty small yet general audience. So I feel as though you have to focus on traditional values because it gives a more wholesome idea versus corporations, which try to benefit on everyone in some aspect. But small businesses, it could be, oh, I have a candy shop. So now you're only appealing to candy people. And then you have a dress shop. So you're only appealing to people in the fashion world. You have to figure out some way to base all of that in a general area versus like Walmart, where you have, oh, I have clothes here, I have candy here, I have appliances. You just have to figure out what your audience is.
Mhm. Definitely. So kind of, going along that as well, what was the team experience like? Did you have like a very diverse uh, team atmosphere? Like, were people from different backgrounds? What was that experience like?
Yes, we do have people from different backgrounds. Emily, she's like, she's the one who created the mock-up for us.
Mhm.
So she's all about, how can I say it, like art with thriller. Like that's her main background. She is so good at it. She could be like, I don't know if you watch like Scooby Doo and it's like Hex Girls from back in the day. Like she gives off that cool type of vibe. And then you have Skylar, and Skylar is an amazing illustrator. She's very, very good at logos. And Paul goes hand in hand with that as well. He just throws out bright ideas with the logos, and it just all worked out with Emily's good concept with thriller illustrations because that's kind of like what her brand surrounds itself with. And Skylar's very diverse, and Paul gives that just that wholesome feeling.
Gotcha. That's awesome. I know, like, my team is very diverse too. It's always amazing to kind of work with people of different skill sets and to learn from them in the process. So that's amazing. So you personally, what are you looking forward to most as you move to the next round, and what is really your team focusing on coming up to the final round?
I'm really focusing on just keeping that push that this idea can really work. I really want to emphasize more this round on how businesses can actually capitalize off of it. Because the first trick is to, wow, what is this? And now it's okay, we have to get down to the nitty gritty and show how we can do it because we don't want to just say, oh, zombie apocalypse. And then it's like, hey, you should just go with our idea and move forward. Like, no, we need to show mock ups. We need to actually speak and show how professional this can be. And it's not a joke.
For sure. Yeah, good approach. So, is that what you're most looking forward to? Is developing your idea? Then, how is like the networking and everything going for you? Um,
Yes, I think that I'm really focused on developing my idea, but I'm also focused on working with my team a lot more
mhm.
because as a designer, sometimes you do work by yourself, and then afterwards, when you show your sketches, you usually ask like, "Oh, is this good? Is it not good?" But seeing as though we have like I think yes, three other people just focusing and helping each other. It's like, okay, this works, that doesn't work.
Mhm.
It gives a lot of opinions and it really does help network. I would like to also network with some people from different universities, but unfortunately, I wish it just wasn't off of Zoom and more of a in-person interaction so we could exchange business cards and, social medias and everything. But I don't mind after presentations. Like I thought it was really cool how we had that segment where we could look back over the school's projects
Mhm.
and just be able to talk to each other or directly message each other. I really, really like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of networking opportunities. I know Zoom, of course. It's a great platform. It's not ideal for networking and kind of exchanging information, like you said, but definitely take advantage of it as much as you possibly can. For sure, that's going to definitely aid you in the long run. I can speak from experience myself.
Although you asked questions about me about how I felt America 250 has gone for me, how did you feel America 250 went for you when you were a participant?
My gosh, starting off as a designer and first hearing about the experience, like I said, like the whole marketing aspect of it, I jumped in mainly because of that. Like I thought it was a great way to kind of expand that skill set. Um, and really, it just kind of took off in ways that I really never expected. I met some incredibly amazing people, some that I know you are now connected with through Direct Effect, and um, really like branching into that world of marketing, I realized like how many other opportunities there are as a designer to, branch into different fields and not just creating logos or just creating graphics. There's a series of things that you could do um, just as a designer alone. And I think with this experience, you'll see too that it kind of branches you into more of a strategist position versus just a designer. So you're very much more marketable in that way, like professionally, because of that skill set. But like I said, I think the networking for me was probably the best thing I could have done. I've met some incredible people along the way. It's got me where I am today, you know, doing work for America 250, PA, I should specify. Um, but I think just, you know, if you have that mindset that you go in and just see it as an experience to really expand your skill set and learn as much as you possibly can, meet some amazing people, and take advantage of the help that they're willing to give you, then you're definitely going to have a great experience. And I can tell already that you're on that right track. So I'm really excited to see how this works out for you and your team. And I just can't wait to see the final competition. Like there's so many good concepts this year. It's amazing so far. So it's great to stay involved in this journey and see how this all turns out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. But yeah, if you don't have any additional comments, I just want to thank you so much for meeting with me today. It's been great hearing from you. And again, good luck moving forward in the competition. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. I thank you for meeting with me today as well, and I hope your day goes well.
Thank you.